Om Sahna Vavadu Sahano Bhunattu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma Vidyushavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Namaste to everybody. Today's webinar is by Swami Amrita Putrananda Puri. His Purvashrama name is Chandrasekhar. We know him more about his Purvashrama name. Fortunately, Swamiji has come to Kanyakumari. So today, from our own office, he will be having his webinar. Before we introduce him formally, I request our Madan Kumar to tell something about Vasudha exhibition, what we are doing. Because there are many newcomers today, so they will understand about our project. Afterwards, our Dr. Sanjay Banerjee will introduce Swamiji. Over to Madan Kumar.
I just like to share about Vasudha. Vasudha as an history. The history being that it is a outcome of the Vivekananda Kendra NARDEP's efforts over 3 decades. Why 3 decades? It is 4 decades. In fact, as a result of the work at the grassroots and at different levels, we had a very interesting outputs and outcomes also, of which one significant output was Gramodya Park. The Gramodya Park showcased our interventions in the field of health, in the field of water, in the field of housing technology. So these are the variations in which the traditional roots of our country, how best it has been optimized in terms of the individual level, at the society level, and at the collective level, how it has been operation. Building on that and of our works across the states of our country, so we thought that we need to move with the technology. So we thought how best we could optimize our knowledge base in a product form which should be palatable and reachable to every person or nook and corner of our country, not only country, but also to the world. So in this Vasudha, we have a concept of sustainable living being put into the presentation, wherein which we have panels. In these panels, we are trying to showcase the stories which has different layers of penetration at the cognitive level, at the emotional level, and that of the moral level. So those stories are put in a form which has been a very Namar Chitra Katha style we have put it. So that is one part of it. Second thing is we have a very interesting account of the practitioners who are living the concept of sustainable living. There are many people who are wedded to the cause of sustainable living. So in fact, when I was trying to show to my own son or the shots when I was preparing, he said, why not I should live in this style? So that's the inspiration people get. Many of the dignitaries who have visited our Vasudha are placed on record the appreciation of the concept which we are put there. Besides that, we have also taken on different sectors in terms of its relevance of the sustainable living. We also give a comprehensive overview of the whole Vasudha exhibition also. Nearly more than about in a week, about 1,500 people visit this place. They leave the record of appreciation. There are some sparks which people take and they try to live with it. So this Vasudha exhibition, now it's been stretching its wings to multifold. One such thing is we are stretching ourselves in terms of reaching the college, building on the knowledge base which you earned of Vivekananda Academy for Cultural Studies. So like that, we are also trying to have a booklets on this, wherein which we intend to reach all the colleges and universities with a perspective and share them the knowledge. In fact, Vasudevaji's request to place the email IDs to keep you posted of the latest things which we are doing and also to rope in to the purpose for which we are working on. This is one part of it. The second new initiative as a part of the Vasudha which we are aiming at is to have a certificate course of a 1-year course which we are trying as such with the Bhishma India Knowledge System, which is going to happen in the coming days as such. So this is the second product which we are envisaging. So as usual, we always say, Vasudevji always says that to all the people who have come join new, please visit Kanyakumari to have an experiential thing. Any amount of cognitive sharing is not going to make a big deal of difference. Besides the cognitive level of information, one has to experience the way of life. So for which we have a TOT program, training of trainers program on the sustainable living, which we advocate the cause for which we stood for. We also have brought out Kendra Patrikas on this perspectives of which Vasudha stands for. So this is a comprehensive view about it. And Vivekananda Kendra Nardap has its own history. Probably you could browse to the website of Vivekananda Kendra Nardap. Besides this, we are also doing a work of renovating water bodies at Green Rameshwaram. So with this, there's a story, history can go for it, but more we like to hear from our Swamiji who has come over here and who has been a close friend and philosopher, guide, mentor, and whose books have been the part of an inspiration for us. And his love is unfold. We can see his, that in our own transactions, which we have always wishing all the best for all the people as such. Over to Vasudevji.
Namaste everybody, Pranam Swamiji. It's a privilege to introduce you. Swami Amrita Putrananda Puri is a disciple of Amma, Sri Mata Amrita Nandamayi Devi. He is associated with Amma and Ashram for the past 20 years. He is also closely associated with Vivekananda Kendra Kanyakumari since 1986. He is a chartered accountant by profession since 1992 and was in practice and also worked with corporates. He was a former faculty member with Amrita School of Business, Amrita School of Arts and Sciences, and Amrita School of Engineering, Amrita Puri campus, Amrita Vishwavidyapeetham University. He was also involved in various projects of Mata Amritanandamayi Mutt. His passion is Bharatiya culture and spirituality. He wrote 2 popular books on Indian culture. Eternally Talented India, 108 Facts, being published by Ramakrishna Mutt, Hyderabad. Eternally Existing Sanatana Dharma, 108 Essentials, being published by Mata Amritanandamayi Mutt. He wrote a book on Amma titled Amrita Tarangalu in Telugu. He wrote 108 Telugu bhajans, and Amma has blessed his compositions by singing many of his bhajans regularly. He is a youth motivator. He is a youth motivator and is also involved in youth activities across the country. We welcome you, Swamiji, and eagerly look forward to your talk. Om Namah Shivaya.
Thank you, Sanjay Banerjee ji. Thank you for introducing me. Thank you, Vasudevji, for giving me this opportunity. For my ex-colleagues of Vivekananda Kendra and people who are really watching this webinar. Om Dhyayamo Dhawalavaguntanavatim Tejomayim Naishtikim Snigdhapanga Vilokinim Bhagavatim Mandasmita Srimukim Vatsalyam Radavarshinim Sumaduram Sankirtana Lapinim Syamangim Madhusikta Suktim Amritanandatmikam Ishwarim Om Amriteshwarye Namaha. Namah Shri Etirajaya Vivekananda Suraye Satchit Sukaswarupaya Swamine Tapaharine. Om Namah Shivaya. Today's topic is Indian values in futuristic AI-driven classrooms. This is the topic which we'll be discussing it. Before discussing this topic, let me say a disclaimer that I'm not an expert in AI. I'm just trying to get the feel of AI, and I'm the user of the AI. So whatever my experience, whatever I foresee it, I'm just trying to share with you. And this learning process is always continuous, and I wish to learn from you from this forum. So let us go ahead with this. Before I start this presentation, let me pay my humble pranams to Amma, my mother, and my Guru. Similarly, my heartfelt venerations to my eternal inspiration, Swami Vivekananda. Before I start this presentation, I wish to salute to all our army or defense forces who have protected this country during Operation Sindhur using artificial intelligence tools. So AI tools and applications were used by defense forces, protected the lives and cities of India during Operation Sindhur. My tributes to the technology and human intelligence for creating the artificial intelligence with which we have saved millions of lives a couple of years ago or 1 year ago. Let me tell you, or let me give you the brief outline of how AI was used to really defend our country. You can see in this picture that there were thousands of drones and missiles were being shot towards India, right from Gujarat border to Kashmir on the western front. When it was being forward on us, or when it is being shot on us, we have a multi-layered interception by our defense forces. They used AI extensively and intensively to really protect the cities and citizens of India. So we, in that way, we should be thankful to the AI technologies. I am just giving you the outline of how it has been done. Initially, they have AI-powered early warning systems where through satellite surveillance and border radar, AI is connected and the real threat is detected initially. That is the first kind of a layer which we had. The second layer is drone and missile identification, distinguishing what is a friend missile or a drone, what is a foe missile and a drone in a milliseconds, and giving the auto track swan drone patterns. It showed the patterns how the projectile is going to be. Then we have the hardware of S400 and Akash systems integrated with AI, and that has really smashed the drones and other things. Apart from this, we have multi-layer interceptions. AI coordinates the defense guns and missiles and electronic warfare. Apart from this, they were jamming the enemy communications and GPS, disrupts the drone control signals, and creating decoys and misdirection routes. Then we had a central real-time command and control with AI-powered one. And finally, adaptive learning, because AI works on the data and every situation is learned and the predictive model is evolved. This is how our army has used AI left in completely and saved our lives. Some of the apps that were used by our army, Indrijal, anti-drone AI system that detects, tracks and neutralizes the hostile drones. Then Agni D, AI surveillance software. Samyukta, electronic warfare systems with AI element. So this is how we were saved by using AI systems intelligently. I'm just saying this or may use it AI as a tool. And today we are saved because army has used it and really rebutted the various technologies used by Pakistan and China on us. So this is one of the greatest help that we are getting from AI in the real time situation. Now today AI has become everywhere. Tomorrow, it may become our life breath and may replace jobs also. I wish to give you, it is in every sector, whether it is in music, defense, education, hospitality, or hospital, healthcare, or army, or translation, agriculture. Every aspect of it is, we are now getting into the using of AI. I'll just give my own example. I used to write many songs in Telugu, and those songs are also recorded by Amma. Almost 50 songs were recorded by Amma. I wrote more than 108 or plus songs. Out of that songs, the remaining 50-60 songs were tuned by AI. And I'll just try to show you one sample, how the AI is really doing the job. I just want to take your attention for 2 minutes and I'll just show you. Please listen to this.
कृष्णां शश्यामसुन्दरी नमोऽस्तु ते श्रीललिता त्रिपुरसुन्दरी नमोऽस्तु ते नमोऽस्तु ते अम्ब नमोऽस्तु ते नमोऽस्तु ते अम्ब नमोऽस्तु ते श्रीकृष्णलीला तरङ्गिणी नमोऽस्तु ते श्रीमहाकाळी कपालिनी नमोऽस्तु ते.
The song that you heard, the lyrics were given by me, but the music, the tune, the voice, everything was given by AI. I used a tool called Suno. Most of you should be knowing about it. See, I just gave the lyrics and said that it should be classical music, and I just mentioned few instruments like veena and violin, tabla. Rest of the things it has done, and it has done a good job. Maybe the scholars may find few mistakes here and there, but for me it is like a tool which I am using it and for my satisfaction. So like this, AI is able to do both analysis and synthesis of various aspects of our life and trying to project one side the emotional side, the other side the intellectual part of it. Now comes the next question. Will a human being become a slave to his own creation, AI? As we use it, are we going to become slave to the AI technologies or tools? I'll give my own example, my CA example. It happened in 1998 when I joined an auditor firm for doing my CA. My first assignment that was given to me was in an auditor office. My auditor asked me to count the telephone numbers of one page. This was the first assignment. You should be knowing that earlier we used to get telephone directories. So in the telephone directories, we used to get 2 or 3 columns of telephone numbers. So it should be 5 or 6 digit numbers there. So all those numbers I used to count physically with using my intellect, and I used to put my totals there. But during the same year, CA Institute allowed us to use calculators in the exam. So when they started, when they allowed us to use the calculators, we started using calculators. as we started using calculators, my proficiency in mental calculation has come down. Today, if you ask me what is 21 into 21, I really don't know. I have to really look at my calculator and then let you know what it is. Even a small maths, I should use a calculator and let you know. So if at 25, I say 625 because I have by hearted it. But my brain to that extent has become lazy, to that extent has become slave to the use of the technology for my comfort level. I am using it. People say, yeah, what is wrong in that? You are more comfortable. But this has made me weak in the mental calculation or my mathematical ability or the thing. As being a profession which I have to crunch the numbers always, I became a slave to the tool or the technology. So are we going to become slave to our own creation tomorrow, the AI technologies? This one question has to be answered by every one of us. Now, be it a doctor, architect, lawyer, chartered accountant, artist, teacher, or software engineer, whoever it may be, whatever may be the profession, in future, will AI and robots replace these professionals or will it improve their efficiency? If you ask me the answer is both yes and no. I will let you know. See, during Industrial Revolution, we all know that we have so many weavers across the country. They were thrown out of jobs. Even today, Ministry of Textiles are trying to help them for the weaving community because they are traditionally adopted the old way of doing it. But 90% of us we are using the mill cloths today. So I'm not saying right or wrong, but I'm only projecting the fact before you because these disruptions are going to happen. Many of us are going to lose our jobs, but if a person uses AI intelligently, it is going to become a tool in his hands. If he is not going to use it intelligently, he is going to become a slave to this technology. This is what the history tells us. History repeats. Once during the Industrial Revolution, now during the Computer Revolution, and now today AI and Robotic Revolution. This is going to happen. Now let us come to the another question. Our main topic is let me focus on the education sector. What is the role of a teacher in AI-driven classrooms? So this is what our main topic of today's discussion is. We are living in the era of AI, then ChatGPTs and Metas should become our greatest teachers. So when I ask the students, when I am interacting with the students, I ask them, how do you foresee your classroom in next 5 years? You can ask the same question to any guy who is less than 25 years of age. The answer will be same from most of them. They say we don't require teachers. That is an answer. You can even test this question and you can get the same answer from almost of the youth. They feel that the teachers are becoming irrelevant in future. They feel that. You can talk to them. So if that is the case, then what is going to become to the human teachers? If robots teach students in future, what is going to happen to us? Will robot replace a teacher? In future, people say a teacher is going to become a mere facilitator of various AI technologies. If you really look at it, today there are AI tools which tells you that so and so AI tool is best for so and so thing. Those things are also are being AI generated. Or he is going to be a moral monitor. Even the AI platforms are giving you these moral stories to you and moral directions to you. Then what is the role of a teacher? The role of a teacher, as Swami Vivekananda has beautifully put 150 years ago, is that if education is identical with the information, The libraries are the greatest sages in the world, and encyclopedias are rishis. If the so-called information craving has become the student's objective, then it is nothing but stuffing the mind with the information, which runs raw there undigested all our life. So, education, according to Swami Vivekananda, is the manifestation of perfection already in man. It is about man making and character building and assimilation of ideas. I hope all of you here know about Swami Vivekananda's quotes. He gives a famous example of law of gravitation. Law of gravitation existed before Newton could discover it. The falling of an apple was only an occasion and a suggestion. Newton discovered law of gravitation. So everything is happening within us. Everything is happening with the outside world is only a stimulus. Outside world is only a stimulation. So if that is the case, then this information has to be processed and has to be applied, and this information to be processed or to be applied, they require a kind of inspiration. So that is the role of a teacher, which I see. The presence of the teacher should inspire students to assimilate the ideas, and it is the teacher who stimulates human values, samskara, the culture in the student. The future teachers, in my perspective, have to simply inspire students, because they need not tell the content. Content is already given by machines. So they have to inspire them to really take the information and use it in a proper way, assimilate it in a proper way, and then make use of it. So this is how the role of a teacher is. Now let me come to one of the famous quotes of Mata Amrita Devi. Amma says there are two kinds of education. One education is education for living. The other education is education for life. According to her, education for living is you are earning for job or trying to survive. So you require some kind of a skill to survive. So that's what she calls as education for living. Another education, what she talks about, is education for life. Education for life is how to face life, how to control your mind, how to get a value system from the education. These are from the life. These are the things that education for life, she says about. Education for life is a spiritual education, where education for living is a secular education. So values, you cannot get them from books and AI. You acquire from an inspiring person. This is what the time and again the history has proven this. So Amma says beautifully, a flower doesn't need instructions how to bloom. It is spontaneous. There is no force involved. It happens naturally. In the presence of a great teacher, the closed bud of the heart opens up. He doesn't teach you anything. You learn everything without being taught. So this is what is going to be the future. A teacher's presence should make a student understand and make it. How it is possible? Amma says the love and compassion of a teacher makes the student to open up. Mere presence make him learn. Then the flowering happens. So are our teachers going to be more love and compassionate to the student community, understand, come to their level and facilitate what they want, or rather inspire them to really learn or educate, as Swami Vivekananda said, that it is assimilation of ideas. It is manifestation of perfection already within us. So I'll give you a small example here. Since COVID, Amma is just every bhajan session, she talks 10 to 15 minutes to the kids. She asks, what is your opinion on so and so topic, small topic. A kid will say something. Next day, she said that why don't you learn one shloka from Bhagavad Gita and tell. They have learned Because of the peer pressure, the student, the kids and their parents started learning the Bhagavad Gita and they started telling about the Amma. Then slowly she went one notch up. After 2 years, 3 years, she went one notch up and said, why don't you apply it in your life and give me an example? Every day, she in the bhajan sessions, she spends 10-15 minutes. Now, if you really look at the ashram kids, around 200-300 kids, they are learned half of Bhagavad Gita. Not only learning Bhagavad Gita, they are able to tell their own experiences and correlate it with the shloka there. What I am trying to say is, Amma's love and compassion and Amma's really making them to stimulate, that has imbibed in them, that has made them to really understand the intricacies of Bhagavad Gita because they want to learn. Their parents got involved and most of the ashramites, they started learning. This happened after COVID when Amma stopped going outside because of the COVID. So this is how an inspiration really with love and compassion makes the student to open up. Now let me come to one more point. When the sun shines in its glory, the whole creation responds. When an inspiring teacher shines in his glory, students open up. Teacher looks at the world with only 2 eyes, but thousands of eyes look at the teacher. An inspiring teacher is always followed and imitated. Yad yad acharite shrestha tadai vetara janaha yad pramanam kurute lokasto anuvartate. This is what the Gita Acharya is saying. As the whatever a Mahatma does, all the people will follow. Students follow the teacher's actions in their preaching. If teachers samskara, that lights the mind rather than inspires them. Now let me come to one of the beautiful things of our Ramayana. You all know about this shloka. Kausalya Supraja Rama Purva Sandhya Pravartate Uttishta Narasha Dhula Kartavyam Dayoman Hikam. This shloka is told by sage Vishwamitra to Rama in the forest, making him awake and asking him to think the duty as the godly and do the work. This is the wake-up call given to Rama by sage Vishwamitra. So how Vishwamitra taught Rama and Lakshmana. See here, he identified the student. He goes to Ayodhya to fetch him. Not only that, what happened? There is an interesting conversation. When Vishwamitra asked Dasharatha to send Rama, Dasharatha says, no, I am not going to send Rama. If you want, I will come with the army. But Vasishtha says, look, Vishwamitra is not asking Rama for his protection. He is asking Rama to teach Rama about the powerful weapons. Vishwamitra has wonderful weapons. He has technology, he has knowledge, he has a skill. He wants to impart it to Rama. This is very clearly said in Ramayana. You can verify it. So, on the advice of Vasishtha, Dasharatha accepts to send Rama to the forest along with Vishwamitra. As soon as he enters the forest, Vishwamitra gives Bhala and Atibala mantras to protect Rama or to protect themselves. Not only that, he teaches him use of the powerful weapons. He teaches him Rajadharma while killing Tataka. He makes him protect Yajna and kill all Rakshasas. Legends of culture of Ganga Avatar and etc. He teaches him and advises Rama to liberate Ahalya. He takes him to Mithila, forcing his marriage. All these things a teacher has done in a mobile university, teaching him everything, taking him with him and doing a work. This is how Vishwamitra inspired Rama and Lakshmana. This is how Rama learned many things from Vishwamitra. Now let me come to one more thing about an inspiring teacher here, Abdul Kalam. Abdul Kalam is modern Vishwamitra. Why I call him modern Vishwamitra? Because he went to the schools and inspired millions of young people like Sage Vishwamitra. After his retirement, he went to schools inspiring young people. He was the repository of Bharatiya culture. Not only that, he quotes one more incident from his life. He says that there was a teacher called Shiva Subramanya Iyer. When he was studying 5th class, the teacher
was trying to tell him one day about the bird's flight. He not only told about the bird's flight, he took them, all the school children, to his seashore and showed them how the bird was flying and explained them. With that, Abdul Kalam said that my life was transformed as a rocket engineer, aerospace engineer, and technologist. That one incident of my teacher teaching the lesson, showing the visual live example, proved to be a turning point in my life, which eventually shaped my profession. So, this one small incident of a teacher has made a giant called Abdul Kalam. So, as Swami Vivekananda says, everything happens within us. It's only a stimulus that has to come from the external teacher. That stimulus is the inspiration. That's in the AI technology. When students can learn themselves, what a teacher has to do is to inspire. Now look here. Now if you really look at the Prahalad Rao, who is the architect of this Akash missiles, he said, it is Abdul Kalam who has groomed me as the director of DRDO for this particular project. And then because of this today, we are able to wonderfully bring out the Akash, and Akash is a superstar in the Operation Sindoor. So Abdul Kalam's base and values that stimulated, all that credit goes to that Abdul Kalam's teacher, that Subramanya Iyer, who really inspired Abdul Kalam to really get into the aeronautic engineering or rocket engineering or technology. So this is how a teacher does silently, and he can do it irrespective of the technological environment. The teacher's role can never be replaced if he is an inspiring teacher. Now I'll quickly go through the Upanishad. You all should be knowing about this. There is Chandogya Upanishad. There is an episode of Satyakama Jabala. There is one Satyakama Jabala was a small boy. He wanted to learn Brahma Vidya. When he wanted to learn Brahma Vidya, he went to a rishi called Gautama. When he asked about it, the sage asked him, who is your father? He said, I don't know my father. Then go and ask your mother and let me know about it. The small boy goes and asks the mother, who is my father? The mother says that, look, I worked in many houses, but I don't know who your father was. So I can only tell you, my name is Jabala and you are Satyakama. Just go and tell to your father, go and tell to your teacher that you are Satyakama Jabala. Then the boy goes and then tells to the teacher, and teacher accepts him as a student, and he gives him 400 cows and asks him to return when they become 1,000. The boy goes with the 400 cows. First, after some time, after many years, the bull teaches him Brahman has 4 aspects. It is in all directions. It is Prakashavan, the radiant. Then the second aspect is taught by the fire. It is Anantavan, endless. The third aspect is taught by the Swan. He says is Jyotishman, luminous. Then fourth aspect, waterfall teaches him, it is Ayatanavan, all composing. Then he goes back to the teacher. Finally he says, now your face is shining and you have learnt it, you have experienced it. I did not teach you anything. But student says, sir, I want to hear from you. Please teach me. Then the teacher teaches him. Look, all these three examples, students have learned by themselves. Whether it is Satyakama Jabala, whether it is Rama, whether it is Abdul Kalam, the teacher inspired them to learn it. This, how the whole system is there, whether it is 5,000 years ago, 100 years ago, or 2,000 years ago, that inspiration is going to remain eternal. The teacher's role is to inspire. That's what Swami Vivekananda said. Our role is to bring all the chemicals together. The crystallization happens by itself. A real good teacher will make you understand, assimilate by inspiration. This is how these are the values for AI environment also from my view. Now let me get into the another aspect of the AI. What are the biggest problems of AI age? It is stuffing the mind with too much of information. That information, that's what Swami Vivekananda 150 years ago said, that education is not stuffing the mind with information garbage. Today it has become garbage because more information is giving you more choices is giving you more confusion is giving you less concentration is making you weak and unstable mind. Now dependence on the machines is making us intellectually lazy, and this is making us into a slavish mindset. So this is how I have already given my CA example, and it is the case with everybody. These are the problems of age. Now let me come to the latest problem, that is called as attention syndrome, that is dominating this info age. If you really type in any AI about this attention syndrome, you will get lots and lots of matter about it. First, let me talk about this attention economy. What is this attention economy? Suppose you have a smartphone with you. Suddenly, a signal comes, then you see what is the message has come, whether it is a WhatsApp or whether it is a message or anything. When you open it, you find it is an advertisement. You get bored about it and then cut it off. After some time, when you open your computer, you find some pop-ups coming up because of the internet usage. All these are advertisements. When you are opening a YouTube, you find so much of advertisement. Even you are listening to the sloka or anything, divine thing also, you find so much of advertisements popping up. Whatever premium things you take, still these advertisements creep in. So what they are trying to do is, these companies are building the models, the sales models based on this attention economy to drag your attention, to attract your attention and make money. They are trying to build all these kinds of things. Every app is stuffed with these advertisements, and they try to grab your attention in various ways. So it is one kind of a problem for human brain, because your mind, your attention is always distracted, disrupted, and they are making money out of your curiosity. This is one important problem which we have to tackle. Now let us come to that point later, how we are going to tackle the attention economy and other things. Now coming to this, there is second thing is called digital narcissism. This digital narcissism is the self-image depending on others' approval of you. Suppose you post a message in a WhatsApp. You want to see whether there is a blue tick is available or not. Suppose you do it in a Facebook. You post something in a Facebook. How many likes have come? How many people have watched it? So Twitter, how many followers are there? YouTube, how many views are there? So all these things, this is becoming attention-seeking behavior is becoming a norm or a character in this info age, which is really taking away many of the things. This self-image depending, so the false image is being created, a wrong image is being created because we are craving for it. Innocent minds are being exploited with this digital narcissism. So now they are into this. So we have to come out. Our youth are being dragged into this. We have to come out of this. This is one thing. And second thing is intermittent attention. What is this intermittent attention? Listening superficially, half-hearted attention. What does that mean? When I was taking MBA classes, in my class, they will be looking at me, and I used to take some finance classes for them. But most of the students will be just looking at my face, but their fingers will be on the mobile. They will be chatting. They have learned the skill very fast. They try to type. They will be viewing the messages. They'll be chit-chatting with their girlfriends or boyfriends, whatever, whoever may be. But they'll be looking at you. So when you say, please don't use the phone, still they use it. Well, so we have to use some kind of forceful methods to really stop them from using the phone. But this is not going to happen. But what is happening is, they will look at you, they listen one word from you, then they will go into their own world of chatting and other things. Again, they will come back to it. Now we are in a meeting. Many of us will be switch off our video, and we will we mute our audio, and then we'll be doing our many things, and then we'll be listening half-heartedly whatever is happening there. So this intermittent attention of listening is also a problem of this AI age that is happening today. Then what is that? Now we are talking about the role of a teacher. Now what is the role of a student in AI classrooms? We are all students forever. So Sri Ramakrishna used to say that I will learn till my last breath. So that's how the learning should be. That's what Sri Ramakrishna used to say. If the world is a big AI classroom, in future, what is the role as a student in future? So these are the two things which a student has to tackle. There are two devils that a student has to tackle. What are those two devils? One is deception, means the fake news. Distraction or disruption. They will try to distract your attention. So these are the two devils that are going to come in, that are going to be there, that is already there in AI classrooms or in AI environment. So how do you tackle them? How do you tackle this deception concept? Means deception means fake news, the deep fakes, various things. So we require the discriminative mindset. That is what Viveka, our spiritual the people have taught us, that you should have Viveka. What is this Viveka? Viveka is to know what is true, what is untrue. So from the Atmic perspective, what is Atman is true, what is Anatma is untrue. That is the highest level of discrimination. But this discriminative mindset has to be developed. How it has to be developed? Viveka can be developed by having faith, Shraddha on elders' experience and wisdom from the scriptures. What our scriptures have said about all the deceptions, we should be able to find out. And we have to inculcate that in our nature. Now what is this distraction? How do you tackle it? Shraddha. Shraddha includes mastery of the mind and faith. The Shraddha, the definition given is Guru Vakya, then Shruti. If you have Vishwasa, that is called as Shraddha. That is what that's the definition given. But apart from this, we should also have the focus of the mind, that is mastery over the mind. How we are going to have this? Beautifully, Krishna says this in Bhagavad Gita, Shraddhavan labate jnanam tatparas samyatendriya. Here he is talking about three aspects. Shraddhavan, that is faith, means the positive interest in any aspect of the knowledge which you are seeking. That is the first aspect. Next is tatpara samyatendriya. Tatpara means the dedication, the focus. That is important. Second one is focus. Third, samyatendriya, or the control of sense organs, which is nothing but the mastery over mind. So these three things are required for obtaining any knowledge according to our scriptures. Shraddha, the positive mindset or faith, the alertness or focus or dedication, that is called as tatparaha. Then mastery over mind, that is samyatendriya. All these three things will give us the jnanam according to Sri Krishna in Bhagavad Gita. Now, what is this Shraddha? There is no equivalent word for Shraddha. It is often translated as faith. But there is in Shraddha Shuktam, there is in Vedas, in Taittiriya Brahmana. Adi Shankara says Shraddha is Astyaikya Buddhi, means intense interest and positive frame of mind. Amma says, children, the whole of spirituality can be put in one word, that is Shraddha. Shraddha is unconditional faith the disciple has in the words of the master. A disciple who is endowed with such faith will constantly be watchful of his mind and thoughts. So, that sense, Shraddha is also watchfulness. It is the concentration of the mind. The meaning of the Shraddha is to be constantly be aware. That's what Swami Vivekananda says beautifully. What he says is, what makes the difference between a man and a man is the difference in this Shraddha, nothing else. What makes a man great, another man weak, low, is this Shraddha. This Shraddha is the faith, the positive mindset towards any subject, dedication and mastery over the mind. This is what the Shraddha means in that. We have the various examples. You all know about this Arjuna's faith. Arjuna was asked to, all the Pandavas and Kauravas were asked to hit at the bird's eye by their guru, Dronacharya. Everybody tried, but they could not hit the target because they were looking at the tree, they were looking at the branches, they were looking at the leaves and other things. Only Arjuna, having a faith on Guru's words, that Shraddha, that focus, that concentration, that dedication, could really put his arrow pinpointed towards the bird's eye and he could shoot it. So that's what that Shraddha is required even in this AI age. Now we all know about this Bhrigu and Varuna Samvada, which talks about Panchakoshas. Here, Bhrigu, the son of Varuna, asks what is Brahman. The Guru just says Brahman is what from where everything comes, in everything that sustains, and in everything in that everything dissolves. That is Brahman. Try to do research. So he goes back and he finds out. First he comes out everything physical is Brahman. No, try better way. Then he goes and comes back and says that every energy, life energy is Brahman. No, you try again. He goes back and says mind is Brahman. Again, no, you have to try again. Then he comes out and says intellect is Brahman. And then finally he doesn't return. He will be in complete bliss when Guru goes and searches for him. He himself in that bliss and he enjoys that. He is clear and he will not now seek the Guru's clarity because he has experienced what he wanted. So that experience, that Shraddha on the Guru's words and self-inquiry is what is required in this AI age. In the age, the student has to have faith in Guru's words. The Guru has to inspire the student with all sincerity, and he should able to really make the student should able to really do all the efforts, the self-inquiry in any subject that will only flower him to really possess the knowledge. This is what it is about the Shraddha. Now, how do you listen or pay attention in a class? Amma talks about three kinds of listeners. One is a closed listener. He will shut his brain and he will not listen in the class at all. There is another kind of he is partially open or emotional listener, whom we call as intermittent listener. The other kind is perfect listener. Everything he does it with Shraddha. So this perfect listener is the best person according to Amma. This guy, he will listen to everything. So that's what our Shastra shares. Shravana Manana Nidhyashram. Shravanam has to happen perfectly. Once the Shravanam happens perfectly, everything follows. So these are the three aspects of it. Now, I will quote some of the examples of some of the quotes of Swami Vivekananda and end this session. Swami Vivekananda explains the nature of the mind. Because the mind is the problem. Mind is like a monkey, instantly active by its own nature. Then it becomes drunk with the wine of desire, increasing its turbulence. After desire takes possession, comes the sting of the scorpion of jealousy at the success of others. And the last, the demon of pride enters the mind, making it think itself all important. How hard to control such a mind. I'm just reading the quotes of Swami Vivekananda here. Here, Krishna says, Asamsayam Mahabaho Manodurnigam Chalam Abhyasetu Kaunteya Vairagyacha Grihyate. It is very difficult to control the mind unless you possess the Vairagya and self-control. This is what Krishna says. Whenever the restless mind goes here and there, we have to bring it back and try to train it and to have the control on it. This is what Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita about control of mind. Now, what are the techniques of this various mastery of the mind? I'm just giving you some few examples. We all know about this, so I will not go deep into this. Trataka meditation you can try, Vipassana, the watching the breath, Pranayama, control of breath, Patanjali Samyama, that is Dharana, Dhyana and Samadhi, then present moment awareness, then the self-inquiry, who am I, the Omkara Dhyana, Maum meditation as being taught by Amma, the Japa and Kundalini Yoga. Various aspects are there for the mind control, which we should try to. These are all the Indian values. These are the things, whatever name you say, in this world, in this AI age, unless you earn the mastery of your mind, you cannot really cope up with the pressure or cope up with the information garbage or information assault that is going to happen on you. So for that, you should have some kind of a technique of controlling your mind. So this is very important. The youngsters ought to be alerted on this aspect, and they should be encouraged to get into these meditation techniques, not because for the bhakti, but at least for the sake of controlling their own minds. Then only, in my perspective, these suicides and other things will come down. So this is the mastery of Amma's technique of Ma-Om meditation. She says that focus on the breath, at the same time chant Ma and Om sounds. Ma represents love, Om represents life. This is how she tries to make the mind calm down. This is a very powerful technique presented by Amma. So many devotees of Amma across the world, millions of people are practicing this, and this is a very effective practice for the mind control. Even in Amrita students, many of them started doing it. I don't know how many of them are really regularly doing it. So Swami Vivekananda says about the focused mind and attracted mind. Swami Vivekananda says we should put our minds on the things, they should not draw our minds on them. This is what Swami Vivekananda says. Distracted mind, the mind is dragged. Focused mind, we put the focused mind on the object what we want. So we should have this kind of a focused mind, not the distracted mind which our youth are getting into nowadays. Now, calmer we are, better for us, the more amount of work we do. When we let loose our feelings, we waste so much of energy, shatter our nerves, disturb our minds, and accomplish very little work. Now, if you read the lives of great teachers which the world has produced, you will find that they were wonderfully calm people. Here I wish to take a small example of Adi Shankara and Mandala Mishra. Adi Shankara died at the age of 32. He went across the country. He established 4 mutts. He wrote Bhashyas for Prasthanatraya. He propagated the Jnana Marga. At the same time, he revived the Sanatana Dharma. He participated in various debates. He was a great Karma Yogi endowed with Jnana. But here, while he was discussing with Mandala Mishra, the debate, who is going to win the debate? That was the thing. The wife of Mandala Mishra has been kept as a judge. And Adi Shankara and Mandala Mishra were presented with the 2 garlands. They are supposed to wear them on the neck. The winner is the garland should not wither away when you are debating. So you should have that kind of a calmness when you are debating with others. Naturally, Adi Shankara won the debate. So his flowers were not withered. His flowers was exact intact. And Mandal Mishra became emotional and he succumbed to Adi Shankara's debate and he lost the debate. Here why I am trying to give this example is the calm man can do tremendous work. A person who is endowed with knowledge of calmness, the knowledge of experience of calmness, he will accomplish the great work. That's what this example of Adi Shankara and Mandal Mishra teaches us. So these are the examples of Swami Vivekananda. I'm just giving this whole idea that I am not the mind. I see I am watching my mind. Each day unidentified identification of yourself with the thought and feeling grow less until at last you entirely separate yourself from the mind
actually know it to be part of yourself. When this is done, the mind is your servant to control you as your will. So play with your thoughts of your mind by standing aside. This is what Swami Vivekananda says. When you are angry, catch it at the subtle level so that you can control the anger. So he says, after sufficient practice of breath control, we should be able to control the thoughts by the power of will. After a while, the thoughts will announce their coming and we will be able to control them. He says that pranayama also will help us to mind control. This is how Swami Vivekananda said. I will share the PPT. You can go through these quotations. And there are many examples from our legends. King Janaka's example, Dhruva's example, Ekalavya, Shraddha, Satyakama, Nachiketa, Prince Lava and Kusha, all these youngsters were had the wonderful Shraddha, focus of mind and concentration. Amma says, this is the last slide. Amma says an individual attention in life is like that of a soldier in a battlefield. You can imagine how alert and watchful the soldier has to be in the midst of the battle. An attack can come from any direction. In the same way, life can bring you any kind of experience at any given time. Or you need a great deal of Shraddha to be able to welcome those experiences and to stay unperturbed in all circumstances. Again, Amma or any Mahatma talks about this mastery over mind, the faith in Guru Vakya, the faith in Guru Vakya means the positive mindset towards the subject, towards the teacher. So teacher has to inspire, the student has to possess the Shraddha, combination will produce wonders. That's what the ideal situation for the AI view, AI age in my perspective. I am saying ideal situation. How much practical it is, we have to do it and we have to go about it. And this is where I end my Prakati Loka Samstaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Pranam to all, Pranam ji. My soul pranam to lotus feet of our Amma Mada Amirandamayi Mada ji. I am just 6 months old to Vehanda Kendra and grateful for a great gift as Mananaya Nagalakshmi Didi as Annapurnishri to our Vehanda Kendra. This is one and only I will take a few seconds. My request is to place all this video in a video format in either in Amrita video or in Vehanda Kendra. This is my request only. That's the thing. Let me thank Mananaya Vastevji and to all. My only request is to place all the video which you have taken. We have shared, we have attended the meeting. No, that we want a video format. By that I can share this to all the professors and my known disables. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Sir, can I go ahead?
Go ahead, sir.
Okay. Thank you, Swamiji. I think it's it's a very inspiring and very thought-provoking session. I think how much I personally take it forward and able to implement will be the real difference that I would like to see after attending this session. Some of these, even though I follow it, but I think the additional information that you have given that will help me to improve upon my current activities that I am doing, and I believe it will be for good. Okay, thank you again, Swamiji, and thank you, Vasudevji and others for arranging this session.
I just wanted to share one personal experience of attending Amma's Ma Om meditation online. Because of some heart issues, my ejection factor of the heart had come down from normal 60 to 31 in the year 2018. And from March 2021, I had started this online meditation practice. And in June 2022, I went for my physical checkup after COVID opened, and it was turned back to 60. So this is my personal experience. Physiologically, improvement I got by practicing this Ma Om meditation online. Om Namah Shivaya.
On the lighter side, if there is no questions on the lighter side, and if any other questions, we can listen in the chat box. There was a recent film by name Love Insurance Company. There was a film on the AIs, how people become a slave onto that, and how the people who have been in the process of engagement with another persons in terms of marriage or in terms of love or in terms of breakups and other things, how the AI plays a devilish role and how it is beyond, the love is beyond all of the AI. That was the film content, very beautifully screenplayed as such. Now, being the, as said rightly by Swamiji on this subject, on this AI tool, either you use it, it's like a knife, whether it is in the surgeon's hand or in whose terrorist hand or whose hand, it matters as such. Our best you use it for unfoldment of our own potentiality or divinity is with us. So the question is, the person who uses it has every control on that as such. So this is what it's all about, and it's been very interesting, a privilege and also an opportunity for all of us to listen to Swamiji's and Swamiji's insights, and he himself have experienced all this, whatever he has said in terms of many of his products which have come out has been a result of AI and also his of own intelligence and of his own experience as such. Thank you, Swamiji, for your time and the time which is given for us. In fact, in the beginning days, his insights on Karma Yoga and the two books which has come out have all been a source of inspiration in my own life and to simulate the same thing in our own endeavors, working endeavors as such. Thank you, Swamiji, for your time, and over to Vasudevji for his final remarks.
In continuation to what Madan said, I would like to share or inform all of you that I am happy that Swamiji has agreed to write a book on 108 what you can say sustainable living practices, which he has started earlier, but because of some other reasons and other work he couldn't complete it. Now he says he will start working on it, and maybe in a year or two we'll have a wonderful book on sustainable technologies in various fields like agriculture, water management, etc.
With the guidance of Vasudevji.
Yeah, thank you. I request now our Raghunandan to have a Chanti mantra.
ॐ सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति Shanti. Have a wonderful day.